Whew. This is what they fucking call excellence. Yeah. Rock hard. Oh, I've spent so much time in the past just fucking around, oh, ooh, boy, you have no idea. How long has this been going on? I've already talked about our good friend Harry Turtledove. I already reviewed one of his books, part of the World War series about aliens. Very interesting and very in-depth and very muchos grandos storio. This book is a little different. It takes a little more serious tone. How Few Remain by Harry Turtledove, huh? That's where we're going. That's where we're headed right next here. I would say if you ever need a very good introduction to the alternate here, I would say if you ever need a good introduction to the alternate history genre, this is a good book to start out with. It's a really good, really well put together book, I would say. Yeah. Harry Turtledove does a lot of good research, and I mean, even though it's alternate history, there's still a lot of research that goes into it. You know, things still have to work out in a logical and believable manner. I mean, it can't all be aliens all the time. I mean, something has to change. Something has to be more serious, and this is a more serious kind of book. So let's start the show. This book starts around 1881, I believe. So, quite some time since the end of the Civil War, the American Civil War. Obviously, the Civil War ended in a stalemate, with the North unable to defeat the Southern states. Therefore, the Southern states exist in this timeline. I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away! It's, Harry Turtledove doesn't focus so much in this book on how the precise ways the South won the war. If you look at it seriously with a very critical eye, it seems unlikely that the South could have won the war. I'm not saying that it was impossible, but in their position it was unlikely. But in this book, the South, you know, it has to win or there is no book. I mean, you know, you get right down to it. You know, what's the reason to write any book? For money. For money. We start out in 1861. The U.S. and the CSA, there's a Cold War going on. There's a little tension. You know, they don't really like each other very much. America's got its ass cut, okay? They got their asses beat in the Civil War, and they're or the War of Succession. The War of Succession. Secession. The War of Secession, as it is referred to. The War of Secession. America's a little angry. They're a little pissed off, alright? The Confederate States are a little bit of a dicks, okay? And they have friends, alright? Britain and France are the friends of the CSA. In America, they don't got no friends. They got no friends because they don't believe in alliances. It's so bright. Daddy, why? Daddy, why? Ooh. Anyway, there's a little bit of tension between the two countries. And it looks like there is going to be another war. A second Civil War. As in the the previous book, fuck! Like in the previous book that I reviewed by Harry Turtledove, the story is told through the eyes of a myriad of different characters. Only this time, they're more historical characters, like Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, and Theodore Roosevelt, to name a few. Now, even though this book is the first book in a larger series on this subject, this is the only book that tells the story through the eyes of these historical characters. I think just to set the scene, to introduce us with familiar faces, and to show the world through their eyes, to give it a little bit of credibility, I think, is what he was going for, but I can't speak for him. As I've stated repeatedly through all these reviews, I'm quite a junkie for this kind of story. I quite like alternate history stories. I also quite like the Civil War. It's a very interesting period of time that I'm quite interested in. This makes for some very good reading, I think. Very good reading, boy! Alright, Kitty, you shush yourself. I'm trying to do something here. Hey! Stop that. Stop being so happy. Harry Turtledove does like to get into the language of the time period very much. There is a whole heck of a lot of the N-word in this book. Also the L-word. Lick. Boy! They sure like to lick 'em. Lick the damn Rebs, lick the Yankees, lick my ain. I also suspect at some point he tried his hand at some erotic literature. There's some several explicit scenes in this book. Not so explicit, but I've found that there were some rather explicit scenes in a lot of these books I've been reading. Unexpected, but not unwelcome, I must say. In an unrelated note, I was recently on the Amazon.com looking at some literature. I was taking a peek using a furry little, look-see-peeky inside of the book just to see what it's all about, okay? I came upon some very explicit scenes in that. I was quite surprised. And it's quite out of place. I don't understand. I have nothing against it. It's just out of place. It doesn't... Why? You don't need to. The book is interesting enough. You don't have to put fucking sex scenes in the fucking book, alright? Hardcore sex. Maybe I'm just a prude. I don't know. I can go somewhere else for that. Not here. I don't need it here. I'm looking for some Civil War fun. And let me tell you, they take the fun out of war. I thought war was about shooting the guns and killing the enemy dead. Now it's about fucking people's heads being blown off and their guts hanging out. Commendable. Commendable. Very violent. But that's war. What can we say? We're violent creatures. Oh, I'm like a fucking smoker. I can't breathe. If you've been around a little bit, maybe you thought, hey, I thought our good friend Harry Turtles, he wrote a Civil War book, didn't he, already? What was it called? Guns of the South? Yeah, it was called Guns of the South. But that was a little bit more, not very realistic. Let's just say AK-47s, and I'll leave it at that. Bah! Bah! Anyway, after the book How Few Remain, Harry follows the very pleasant tradition of following it up with a whole myriad and whole heck of a bunch of sequels. There's even more books than this. Even after these 4 books here, even after these 4 books here, there's still 7 more. Let's just say you're not going to be strapped for content when you pair up with Harry Turtledove. He fucking delivers, okay? That's why I like him so much. He fucking delivers. And he delivers fucking hard, alright? He goes all in, alright? He doesn't... he doesn't scrape off the top. He doesn't fucking, you know, he doesn't do things in half, right? He goes all in, all right? Okay, that's why I like him so much. And this is why I totally recommend How Few Remain. And even though I haven't finished reading the rest of them, I'm going to have to say I probably recommend them too, as I recommend all books. Because I recommend all books because I think everyone should read all books, even though I don't want to read all books, and I probably won't ever read all books. And even if I was given the opportunity to read all books, I wouldn't do that because that's no big waste of my time. As I said before, this is power. This is reliability. This is fertility, alright? This is good. Fucking... Yeah? You like that? Hell yeah. Fuck you. You wish you were me, huh, boy? Boy? Yeah. Feel that shit. That one, huh? Hell. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, shit. And that's gonna do it for this review today. I think I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna have to go back to my time using my super time machine that I have. So I'll see you next time. Bye!